Hey everyone, it's your old pal Hugh from Web Dimensions again, coming at you with another live software corner. And I got some amazing celebrities in the SEO and video ranking business today. I got Patrick Tuttle, Gary Afron, and John Curry. And these guys have been telling me about the system. I'm more than telling me about it. They've been showing me about this thing that they've been working for quite a while now. And it's like absolutely ranks like gangbusters. It doesn't have any of the bad stuff like, backlinking and comment spam links and all that stuff. I mean, this is something that works in the inner workings of Google, and Google absolutely loves it, and it's not like anything you ever see before that Google loves this or that. This is something they've kind of figured out, the interlocking back end system of Google and how to really make Google purr for you. And so we're going to talk about the system because I know you want to know about this. But let me just start out by introducing everyone and let everyone sort of say a little bit about who they are, what they've been doing, if that's okay. Let's start with Patrick. Patrick Tuttle, how are you, my man? What's going on? Tell us a little about yourself.
We're doing great. I just want to, share with everybody that the average age of the three of us is, above retirement age. So the one thing that the three of us have in common is the fact that we grew up in an era that, kind of defines why we do things and how we do them. And that's not to get, too technical about the millennials and all the other things, but, when we grew up, things mattered. Doing things the right way made a difference. We didn't do things just to get them done, for the short term. We did things for the long term. And so I just wanted to share that idea because nobody on here probably even knows any of the three of us, because we're always kind of in the background working with other people, except for John. Some people may know John because he was very active with a couple other programs. But, Gary and I just basically built our own stuff, used it, and quite frankly, what you're seeing here today, I will tell you, was never, ever, ever, ever to be seen by anybody than the three of us on this call.
I've never seen this extent of the understanding of the underlying processes in Google before. It blew me away. That's why I had to get you guys on here. So go ahead.
So anyway, that's why we kind of worked in the background. I've developed software, worked with MLM groups on the back side of things. So I'm not a front guy. I've always been in the background, but I kind of prefer that. I don't like to be on. I don't mind being on the podium. I was in the mortgage business for 30 years. I did very well and would do webinars, and I'd fly to cities and do stand-up and all kinds of stuff. So I'm not shy, but we prefer to do things the right way. So we just kind of dig in and do it. So that's kind of my story.
Fantastic. Well, doing things the right way is definitely the right way to do things. I will say I agree with you there. So let's go on to our next illustrious guest, Gary Afron. Why don't you introduce yourself? Tell us a little bit what you've been doing.
Well, I'm going to take a different direction than Patrick. Rather than tell you my background, I'd rather tell you about the beginning of the journey that we took to get to where we're at.
Okay.
And really, all this started to take place back in 2014. I noticed a trend that was taking place with Google, and the trend was they were rewarding the siloing of websites.
Right.
And I brought this to Patrick, and I asked him, I said, if we took this siloing factor and used it in YouTube, I'm kind of wondering what will happen. And so that was the beginning when we ran a test, and we had no expectations of what we'd receive, but it was so dominating at the time that we had it was 36 out of the top 40 videos for one set of keywords. And we pushed all the people that had ranked videos back 4 pages, but we only had 3 or 4 views on all of our videos. Other channels had RPI and page rank and authority and everything, and it never mattered one lick because they were buried.
Wow.
So we took it one step farther. At the same period of time, I had something called SEO Quake. I don't know if anybody's familiar with SEO Quake.
Yeah,
And
it's the thing that you can install in a browser, and then it shows you detailed SEO info under each link, like in Google or even on the page when you visit it.
That's correct.
Hmm.
But when I went to check on a video we had to see where it was ranked, the video was like a week old, and I was stunned because I was sitting there looking at an age of a video that's 1 week old showing an age of 2005, August of 2005 to be exact. And it showed a page rank and page authority of 2. And it was a brand new video, and I sat and looked at that, and I wondered, am I the first person to see this? Has nobody ever noticed what was going on? And so I realized that the Google properties had an inheritance, and it was being given to you for free. And that was the beginning of what you're seeing today.
But basically what you're saying is that you kind of stumbled upon some factors in Google and YouTube that nobody else really noticed.
That's correct.
Okay. So let's just continue our introduction, and then we'll get deep into it. So just John Curry is our third guest today. And so John, tell us a little bit about what you've been doing.
Well, I've been an internet marketer since 1999. And I've gone through all of Google's ups and downs. I've had websites that were making me $1,000 a day, getting 3,000 visitors a day, and then lost it because I was basically like a link whore. You know, back in those days, if you got links,
Right.
that's what they called me, the link whore. You know, links. That's what I got. And one day, all of a sudden, I didn't have a business anymore. They even closed my AdWords account down.
Yeah,
And
you're not alone. A lot of people have had that same experience.
Yeah, I'm sure you know the story. So, well, you know, I don't give up. So I started looking at video marketing, and I got involved with quite a lot of different guys that are doing video software and that.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, so that's basically my background. I've been full-time online for, nearly 20 years now.
Okay.
And, so in December of last year, I was with my wife in London. We were visiting my younger son. And, you know, I don't know if you've ever been to London in December. It's miserable. It rains, it snows, it's awful.
I was there in August.
So,
Much better time, yeah, for sure.
yeah, I wasn't too keen on all the sightseeing and that. My wife was out and about and that, and I was messing around. And I spoke to this one guy and got an order from him. Well, I got an order if, you know, on condition that I could actually do something. Now this guy, he does wealth protection, asset protection, tax havens and all that sort of stuff
he
for a
wanted
lot
you
of
to
celebrities.
start ranking his properties in that niche.
Yes. Okay.
Okay.
Now the problem is that you know, this asset protection and asset creation that he does, I think some of it sort of stuck to his fingers because he got reported to, I don't know how many people reported him to a site called Report Report.
So he was ripping people off.
Well, I don't say he was, but I mean, but he said to me he'd spent over $100,000 on legal fees and SEO fees and that, trying to push Report Report down onto the back pages.
Oh, because he had a bad report on Ripoff Report. That's what you're talking about. Okay, so for those who aren't familiar with Ripoff Report, it's if somebody has a bad experience with a product or something, they're going to go, they're so, you know, you're really angry, you go to a Ripoff Report, you say, this guy ripped me off, he did a terrible thing to me, he took my money, he never gave me a refund, whatever it was, and then it gets posted, and then if that's connected with you or your product, it's very bad. And I've seen this in the past when I've promoted webinars and people want to know if they should buy the product, so they go and Google it, and then if the first thing that comes up to the top is Ripoff Report, they're not going to buy that product. It's very, very bad news if you have this. So you needed to help this guy get rid of this thing, basically.
Yeah. You see, a Report Report actually masquerades as a public service website,
Right.
But in point of fact, it's anything but. You know, they will consider, they'll talk to you, but you first got to put like $10,000 into the bank account, and then they'll consider your case.
Wow, really? I had no
And
idea.
maybe they'll take it off.
Okay. I bet they're
all right,
making
so-
some good bucks from that little scam.
Okay, so that was a background, and I'd been talking to Gary a lot, and
This is
I said,
Gary.
well, I want to try that. I'm sorry, Gary Efron, yes.
Yes.
His whole system.
Mhm.
And so I sat there for 2 weeks, literally, and I followed his course to the letter, doing the YouTubes, doing the siloing, doing the short links. I begged and begged and begged, and Gary organized for a coder to make us a software that could create some short links, Google links, because those little short links are part of the whole system. So the deal was that if I could get above ranking report, a report report, he would pay me $1,000.
Okay.
And then if I could move it down even further or rank for further terms, he would pay me another $1,000. And then once I'd finished the whole project, he would pay me another $1,000.
Okay.
So, well, anyway, I worked for 2 weeks, and after 2 weeks, all of a sudden, they popped up, you know, onto the front page of Google, #1, and above the report. And you know,
Above
I
the
didn't even.
report. So what you would have done, you were able to rank properties that pushed Ripoff Report down the page so that people would not see that negative report when they Googled his name or his product, which is pretty
Correct.
good.
Exactly. And not only that, it also ranked above Angie's List and you know, all of those other sort of things. Even the one that it's the worst one, which is a very powerful site, is a .gov site. It's the Attorney General .gov whatever site, you know.
So it sounds like not only did you get rid of his negatives, but you may have also gotten him some business at the same time.
Yes, I think so. So basically that was the start of it. But you know, it took so much work, and it took so long. I said to Gary, "This is an amazing system. I believe it's wonderful."
Yeah.
And you know,
I've seen it. Let me just clarify what we're talking about. It's a course that Gary Efron, who's on the call with us, he created. It's called Ultimate Video Ranking Course. Is that what it's called? Ultimate Video Ranking. And I've gone through it myself, and it's absolutely hands down amazing. And it's not any kind of ethereal, you know, magical, social kind of thing. I mean, this is nuts and bolts Google properties, just setting up articles, links and stuff inside of Google. It's not about creating a bunch of posts on a blog or comment spamming. This is about using what most people don't even know that Google has inside of it for you to use. It's absolutely amazing. So that's what we're talking about. So you use that to get rid of this Ripoff Report thing. Okay, great. So let's go to the next phase now and start talking about the system a little bit. And whoever wants to take the next section, please go ahead.
Well, I'll just jump in and say at this juncture, I had been working with Gary, and I already found a coder that was building for me a lot of Facebook group joining bots and programs so we could you know, find the groups that were relevant to the keywords. We joined the groups. We would post to the groups. So, you know, I had somebody in the back of my pocket that was pretty good at this. And then, you know, when John went through this process, we were able to, you know, secure him in building out this 2-week process. And quite frankly, it's now August and we're still building it out, which is amazing. But we were able to turn that 2-week process into literally today, as John would say, a 2-hour process.
Yeah, that's good, because I noticed John was saying he worked on it for 2 weeks to get that done, but you've shortened that up a bit.
Drastically.
Okay, great.
Yeah.
Okay.
2 hours may be long for somebody who wants an easy button, but when you consider 2 hours to 2 weeks, it's an easy button.
That's fine with me, man. 2 hours of work, I do it all the time, so no problem.
Okay, so the first term that he was concerned about was his name, Nick Mellis Reviews.
Mm-hmm.
And these videos here were the ones that I did in December the 16th, you can see there, December the 16th. And this is also a testament to how well the rankings last and how long they last, because, you know, they've been there for a long time now, and they're above Ripple's report, which is down here. Here's Ripple's report number
Right.
4. Okay, and this is the Google site that we built. So we've got the top three pages. So
Okay.
somewhere top 3, okay, and
That's
it would
a lot
be
better than having Rip-Off Report on the top, for sure.
yeah.
But we'd like to get it lower even, I'm sure, but it's better than that you see these 3 first.
Yes, but his main terms, like his bread and butter terms, were terms like, let me just change this. Okay, Nick Mellis Wealth Protection. Okay, this is what he does. He's asset protection, wealth protection, and yeah, Ripple report is right down the bottom here.
Okay.
That's it down there.
You've got a
All
lot
of the rest of
I
these,
love that.
yeah,
Sure.
all of these are mine. For some reason, some of the YouTube videos don't show the picture. I'm not 100% sure why that happens. But yeah, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 of the first 10 pages. Places.
So I don't
he's-
know if any of the listeners have ever done something like tried to get rid of a rip-off report, but it's
It's
not
impossible.
easy. You know, it's really
The
difficult.
site's been going since, it's about 15 years old. It's got 2.5 million pages. It has enormous authority. So it is tough to get above them. It's like
Well,
trying to get above X.
It usually ranks above the government sites.
Right, right. For some reason, I guess Google wants everybody to get a fair shake, you know, and
Right.
see any negatives that are out there. So,
But, you know, all of the things that you're seeing here are much attributable to the ranking factory process that we built over the last 6 months.
right, that's great.
Okay.
So one could sort of extrapolate that, you know, in this case, you're kind of doing something to try to make something go away, but at the same time, you've made a bunch of stuff appear. So if you turn this around on the positive side, if you want to use this for actually getting sales or getting traffic, it's obviously super effective.
It is, indeed. I'll show you some now. Yeah, he has his other main term, asset protection, and wealth creation is another one. And yeah, you can see we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, and then Ripple reports over there. So I believe it wouldn't take me too long now to move it completely off and go and collect my other $1,000.
All right.
But we've since found that you know, the going price, yeah, really would be about $5,000 or $6,000.
I would
Plus
say
about $1,500 a month, you know.
Yeah, definitely.
Guys, let me throw in a little 2 cents before we get too far ahead.
Okay, Gary?
Instead of looking at Rip-Off Report for what it is,
Right?
look at it as a directory site. Grip
Right.
all the directory sites in one basket. For the guys that do local, Angie's List and Home Advisor are their thorn in the side they can never get past as rural.
Right.
Rip-Off Report is the one for reputation repair that people can't get past. But a directory site is a directory site, and that's all it is. And the
Okay.
ability to move past them is pretty automatic with what we do. So
Okay.
if you're in local marketing, this is probably the strongest tool you've ever seen for what you do.
Fantastic.
So,
Okay,
Don, I'll let you continue now. How's that?
Thank you. All right, so now I run my wife has a weight loss business here in South Africa, and it's for a product called HCG. which is like an injection where the ladies inject themselves and lose weight fast.
Oh,
Okay. All right. So our site is called HCG Diet System. So, one of the main terms is HCG Johannesburg.
because this is something local, you have to go to a doctor to get a shot, right? It's not something
yes.
you can order online. Okay, gotcha.
This is for a local market, and it's weight loss. Weight loss is very competitive wherever you are in the world.
Yeah.
So whether
Weight
you're
loss
in
is
Los
probably
Angeles,
the most competitive term on the search, I would think.
Yep.
Weight
Yeah.
loss. Yeah.
okay. But if you have a look here, you can actually so HCG Johannesburg. I've got position 1, position 2.
Wow.
There's position 3, position 4. Okay.
That's good.
That's for the main term. And then like HCG Information Johannesburg, that's another huge term. Okay. And one of my inner pages is number 1. The main page is number 2. I have another page, HCG Johannesburg, which is number 3. This HCG Diet fan pages is my, it's also my site. And here's a Google site.
Okay.
Okay, which is HCG. So this is just showing you how, it's extremely powerful in local markets.
So what I'm noticing now that some of the viewers might also find interesting is that we're not even looking at video results. These are just properties and websites.
Yeah, probably if we went on to page 2, yeah, we can see that's my video.
And those are
That's
yours?
my video. Yes, all of them are mine.
But my point being that the system doesn't just rank videos, although videos are an important part of it. It actually ranks anything that you want to rank. It doesn't have to be a video.
Correct, yes. It ranks websites. You can push up like citations. If you have a lot of citations and
I don't know if a lot of us don't really even